let me rephrase it this way. What people don't realize is that freedom is the basis of happiness. Freedom is the basis of happiness. You can kidnap somebody, lock them up in a room, and give them everything they ever wanted. Will they be happy because they have the food, the clothing, the shelter? Will they be happy in those circumstances? Would you come back a year later and say, hey, you have everything you need, but you can't leave this room? Like, is that what is going to give them happy? And most people will say correctly that no, that's not going to make me happy because I am not free. And I think what is missing is people have taken freedom so much for granted because that's all they've known, to the point where they think that freedom is a given, right? And they don't realize that it is in maintaining that freedom that we actually gain happiness. And so when they see a system like socialism, and what it promises is, hey, we will give you, the government will supply this and supply that. They will just tax the rich and bring it over to us, and we will have our basic needs met. They don't realize that the bargain that you have to do to get that is to give up your freedom. And somehow you hear these, millennial pundits who claim, well, we can do it a little better. We won't do it like, it's been done in other places. And the question I always ask them is this. I say, what do you do in a socialistic system with people like me who refuse to comply? What do you do with those people? And if your answer is, oh, well, you can live a capitalistic life and we would have nothing to do with you, then I tell you, socialism will not work. Because in a world where people can choose to not participate, most people will not. So the only society in which socialism can take root is a society that is willing to take away people's freedom. And because you have to take away people's freedom, no matter what you give them, they will never be happy. And so people assume that they will be happy when they have, a place to stay and, 3 square meals. I promise you, in prison, people have a place to stay and 3 square meals. There are not a lot of happy people in prison.
Did you know, Alma, there is a Twilight episode where a man dies and he's given everything he wants. Everything he's ever wanted, he gets. And he thinks that he's in heaven. And as time goes by, he realizes how miserable he is. And guess where he realizes he is? He's in hell. My husband will tell my kids about that from time to time when they're complaining about things, because, yeah, you have to work to get what you want. If you have nothing to work for, then what is there? You have
Exactly.
you have no desire, you have no inkling, you have motivation to improve and to be better when everything is given to you. And then, like you said, there are people who, well, if everything's given to me, then I'm not even going to try. Who cares? I'll let somebody else do it.
Exactly. And it's a self-defeating proposition, and people don't realize it until they're stuck in it. It's a completely self-defeating proposition, because when you look at people who have a lot of wealth, you find out their children are usually pretty screwed. Why is that? They have everything. And how many times do I watch the news and I say, man, this guy has all the money in the world. Why is he, depressed? Why is he, struggling with alcohol and drug addiction and all these different things when they have everything? So I believe as a Christian that the devil has an interest in telling you that having things is going to give you happiness. But what people don't realize is that it is in working for the things you have that you get your value. It is in working for the things you have that you gain self-confidence. It is in working for the things you have that you gain self-worth and dignity. And it is that dignity that eventually returns happiness to you. right? And so there is no amount of happiness that you can gain from allowing people to do things for you that you should be able to do for yourself.
You're hitting every nail on the head tonight, Alma. You're on fire. You're lit.